everybody? This is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we're back for another episode of JUNKPUNK. And as you can see, we have been busy putting stuff together, trying to figure things out. So, as in the last episode, we made it to Monolith 2. It is pretty cool. And it's a whole different look from what we've become used to in this game. Now, I set up my first factory line and trying to understand how each one of these machines worked, because according to the game, it doesn't really give you much information about how things work, what order they go, or whatnot. So this is the auto foundry, and what I found was that the machines in this game start from here and work their way through all the way up to here. And so, and what I mean by that is, let me go back here. Alright, the auto foundry is first in my line of machines, and what it does is it creates ingots. Now I can do any ingot that we've done so far in the game, and it does it by eliminating the three machines that were previous, the three machines that it took to get to this point in the previous monolith. Because in the previous monolith we had three machines to get to the machine that actually smelted the ingots. Now those machines are no longer necessary. You drop the raw scrap into this machine and you pick which recipe you want to make. Like say steel, I would drop the scrap ore in here and it will just immediately make it into ingots, which is kind of nice. The next machine in the process is the forge, and what the forge does is it does two recipes. It does the NWR glass, which is a component that's going to be necessary in the build up to manufacturing drones, and the NWR alloy, which is necessary to pretty much make anything in this monolith. So this version of the game, Monolith 2. So if I come back over here to my bench and I open it up, you can also manually make these to construct a base, or the foundations. If I open this up and I come over to base, the foundations require 4 NWR alloy. And so this first piece in the line of things, the alloy, is a foundation in pretty much almost every recipe. Now some require a combination of this and the gears, and some require a combination of this, the gears, and the electronics, and so on and so forth. Now, we'll get to it, I guess. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay, so that's what this forge does. Okay, I've got it going from the forge into a storage container. This is on the bar under player. This would have been the same thing we were using where we had storage under the player in the previous monolith. Okay, and so this will shoot its things that it makes into this storage unit, and then from the storage unit it will send it to the fabricator. Now if we open the fabricator up and we look at the recipes here, we have numerous recipes, but they're all, I think, pretty much tied to drones. So this will also make the gears. You could do this at the bench. It makes the NWR pump, which you can also make at the bench. It makes the roller crusher, which I think is something to do with mining. a filter, which I'm not exactly positive what that's for, but it has something to do with the drones. Maybe it's a filter for the dust or whatever. There's a vial, which I think is where they collect things. There's the drone front hull, the drone rear hull, rear unit, and the NWR thruster, which is what gives them power, and the drone laser, which is what I think they use to break down the ore, like we do. So, this whole thing has led up to this, which is manufacturing, the manufacture of drones. Now, according to the machines section, the drones require two things: the drone pad, which I think is where they take off and land and distribute and store resources that they gather, and the factory, which is where they're put together and you manufacture them with the parts that you make from the fabricator. But there is also more machines. There is an air extractor, an extraction of gases and resources from the planet's air and atmosphere. There is a ground extractor, which I believe is a mining unit that you set on a mining node. It's automated. There is a refinery, the purification and refining plant using advanced filters, and I'm not sure what that exactly does. Is if you can change the construction or biology of ore you gather, I don't know. The crusher, which is in mining where you send raw ore to be crushed. And there is the super compressor, the high pressure machinery for production of high-tech chemical vials. Now, so all these things I have to think they have to do with processing this stuff to make the three items we need to complete this monolith, which is potassium is one. It always stands out to me. Okay, so one is potassium, one is nitrogen, and the other is phosphorus. And so those are the items we need to make, and I think that we will come to those items by using all this equipment. Now, for me, it'll be figuring out what does what and where it goes and how it relates to the other equipment around it. But so, this is the beginning of the base. I'm thinking I'm going to need to do like I did at the other base and set up multiple lines. Multiple factory lines doing different things. And maybe those other machines will be a part of that. I am running 2 lasers right now. I can come and adjust them as necessary, like this one's ready to be adjusted. It was collecting, I think, rare metal. Yes, it was collecting rare metal. And the rare metal I use in the first machine, and I break it down into an ingot, and I can make I believe I can use that to make the silicone. I can also use it to make the well, let's grab some and we'll go look. There's a couple of items that it is used on, so hit E, we'll grab some of these, we'll get this out of there. We'll make an adjustment to this guy so he can continue to collect things. First, I'll get rid of this little piece that's left up here. I'm gonna run this over here. Raise it up. Oops, too much. There we go. Now I want to change the dynamics of the auto, so I'm gonna get on the other side of him so I can look back at this other ore over here and see if he can reach it. And then let's move this down, obviously. Just a tick more. Let's move it to the left. Okay, so that's not, I think that's like a potassium or one of those, or a phosphorus mining node. I remember running past that now. Oops, a little much. And that's another thing about this thing, it can be really touchy. There we go. and he is still gathering what looks to be rare metal. But his reach is quite extensive, as you can see. We'll just finish clearing this off real quick. And then we'll figure out where we want to move him next. And we will do that when we come back. Oh yeah, this laser's just changed the game for us, for me anyway. I really like it. Now for some reason it gets on nodes that's resistant for some reason. I don't know why, because I was just, as you could see, taking down these same ones all around this one, but for some reason it just doesn't seem to want to react to this one. It won't break it down for some reason, I don't know why. But that's okay. And obviously there is a limit to how far it can reach, because I'm pointing right at that stuff and it's not doing anything to them. So we'll go ahead and leave him where he's at for now. We'll take these items back so that we can put them in our auto foundry and see if we can figure out what we can use it for. I'm pretty sure one of them is the silicone. Pure silicone. I think the other one is I think it can make platinum, I think you can make the aluminum, and I think it makes this one. Yeah, rare metal, rare metal, rare metal. Yeah. That's plastics, obviously. That's rubber, gold. Gold, copper, and steel come from scrap. So there you have it. But we need these, and so that's what we're going to use that for. Is aluminum and steel ingots are the most used items right now. And it is sending these items over here. So I'm going to shut that off so it doesn't make anything. And I can grab these items and use them because I need them for making things. For our own use. Because it's a combination of these two that make the alloy. So I'm thinking we're going to need to set up another short run, because we need to manufacture a bunch of, and maybe some of the other machines make these other things. But we're going to need a bunch of these NWR drive cores to make the drones. Now I haven't seen anywhere where there's a recipe for that on any of these machines. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, hang on. Autosave. That's 1, 2, 3, this is where we're at. We have yet to do the assembler, I think. Let me check this out. What is this? That's the fabricator. So we need to build the base out a little further so we can add the fabricator, because the fabricator may make things that we're unaware of yet. So that's the reason I wanted to get all this aluminum. Oops. Yeah, we're due to go grab some scrap as well so we can make some more steel ingots. But $40 and $24, so that's quite a bit. We need to craft another 36 of these. And we're gonna need some more because we need to craft some more of these. Let's see what we need. We need 24 of those. So we're going to need to craft quite a few more of these. We may not have enough materials. Yeah, we do. Okay. So we need 24 of these. I believe it said. Yes. We have 13. These craft 2 at a time. Okay, so now we can build the last one. Now we need to make some more of these because we need foundations to build out. We have room to do it. They can get expensive. And our little headlamp there. Let's jump on our little charger. We can get charged up. So yeah, it's really aesthetically way nicer than when we started off on the first monolith. All that stuff looked rusted and kind of gumpy. Whereas all this is lit, you know, got all this lighting and it's lit up and it's really aesthetically nice looking and pretty cool. So I'm just gonna run out here, put down some foundations. And we may run out of, we may be getting into our own material before we build this out far enough. Come on, there we go. Yes, we're cutting into our own materials now. Did I go too far? Kind of dark. It's really one of those nights, and this is what the guys were complaining about. It's just so dark right now, you can't see anything. If it weren't for these lights, it would just be pitch black. Because I can't even see the fields or nothing. And so, and I agree that they need to do something about that, and at least allow us to build some sort of, manufacture our own lighting or something for the base so you can actually see what's going on. And it's starting to fade away now, so now it's starting to brighten up a little bit. Alright, so that should be long enough, I hope. So we are now going to be shy on our machine parts. Yep, we need another 18 or so of those. So we may have to break from building while we go get some materials to make some more steel. We are building back up our aluminum ingots. going to store some of this stuff. Well, the stuff that we have, I think, is for, if I'm not mistaken, lasers. So I'm going to put that over here. We'll put that stuff in here so I can always come back and grab it. Oh, we have a whole bunch of ingots over here as well. Bunch of copper, because you need the copper to make the electronics here. But with that being said, let's put that away, put a bunch of this rubber in there because we don't really need it right now. This as well. Alright, so let's shut this down. There's no sense to continue making. In fact, let's put this on steel. Let's take this stuff and stow it. Because we have plenty of, as you saw from the storage, I forgot we have plenty of aluminum. We don't need to be making a whole bunch more. And we've filled this up. We're going to need to make another storage unit, but we have one out here in the field as well. Alright. So, let's run down to this laser. It was grabbing scrap. Hopefully, it still has some scrap left in it. I noticed it shut down. Nope, I've cleaned it all out. So this is going to have to be moved, and we'll do that now. Means that we're here. This was all scrap as far as the eye could see. That's kind of the last of it right there from this area where we first entered, when we entered through that gigantic rib cage looking thing. That steel tunnel thing there. So let's go ahead and take this down. Okay, so now we can move this to wherever we want. I want more scrap still, so I think we'll move it over here. We will set this down right in front of that. We need to move back to our scrap stuff. Grab the laser. Look at once. Call it good right here. Now I'm going to set down the storage. Only problem is it got dark again. I can't see him. Let's stick it there. I'm sure we'll be able to get to it from there. As long as it's not too close to him. Yeah, that's good. Put it in the belt. Now, I don't know if I can use... Let's try using one of the new belts. I don't know if it'll let me or not. The NWR belts. It will. That's a faster belt, so we'll use that belt. Now we need to turn on our power. Oops. We've been using the windmill, which works really well. Make sure he's back out of the way so he doesn't get whacked, because the laser can destroy your own property. In other words, it can destroy this turbine or anything else we manufacture that gets in front of it. Just like we were lasering our own things. Alright, so we need our connector. Connect that there. Oops, no. That's wrong. Let's try this again. There we go. And he's already taking it. We'll go ahead and leave it the way it's set, and we will hit auto rotate, and he will spin back and forth, mining that stuff, and he'll mine all this stuff pretty quickly. Yeah, he's already putting stuff in here, which means his section is filling up. Yep. While we're out here, let's look around for what the other material is out here. It's just scraps as well. Rare metal junk. There's a bunch of it here. Yep. This is going to be a big thing for rare metal junk. And back here you can see how big that scrap pile is. It's pretty large. But as you can see, we have cleared quite a bit of materials here. And with that being said, you have to realize that the ramifications of that. I don't know how big this planet is. I don't know how far we can go. If there's things beyond those mountains there or not. You know, so, I don't know how long we could mine this planet before we'd be out of materials. But, at any rate, there's still quite a bit of scrap left, including back in the area where we left from. So it's not like there's not plenty for now. And I'm sure we will finish the second monolith without making a huge dent in the supply here. But yeah, it moves it back pretty quickly. There we go. Let's grab a bunch of this while he's got it in his bag. And then we'll grab a bunch of the stuff that's back here already. I don't want to run back with half a load, so we're going to wait a minute for it to fill up again so that we can grab some more. Wow, this is a big chunk of rare metal. It's a big, nice size scrap pile. Let's just look over here. There's more stuff here. This is weird, this skeleton type steel thing, because right back here is this gigantic piece of equipment. Or a part. It looks like a part, like almost like a camshaft part, but it's not. But in thinking about it on the way it looks, it looks like that is a rib cage, and this could be like a tailbone or a backbone or who knows what. Some ginormous robot. I don't know. But it's really cool looking, and it's rusted, so it's been there a while. It actually looks different on this side than the other. And there's stuff back over that way. So, and here's some more scrap. There's some sort of peak mountain over there. It looks like it might have ice on it, but it's probably not. Anyhow, and then we got rubber and all kinds of stuff down there and more scrap. This is just some gigantic piece of steel here, or metal, some type of metal. Alien metal. So let's grab that ore and head over back to the base so that we can get that being manufactured. So we can continue to move on with putting together our manufacturing line so we can build some drones, man. So he's not picking up stuff anymore. We're going to need to make an adjustment real quick. Alright. We're going to raise him up. That's his center point, I think. I want him to be a little more centered here. Let's see if he can grab that next layer. Looks like he can. We need him coming back this way a little more. There we go. But this is so much easier than running around, laser mining all this stuff art by hand, because you get all these extra parts and stuff to clutter your inventory. And the fact is that every part we grab from these piles we can now manufacture ourselves. So it's not really necessary to do it manually like that unless you're trying to find something specific or whatever. And especially in the first monolith level, then it was more understandable. But at this point here, in this stage here, it's not really good to clog your inventory up with that stuff that we're no longer using anyhow. We're not using any of those resistors or transistors or none of that stuff. We're using totally different parts now. So mining this manually, it's just a boggle that, unnecessarily fills up your inventory. But yeah, he'll go for a while on this, and then he won't be able to reach anything, and I won't be around to fix it for him, but that's just the way it goes, because we got other things to do. So we'll definitely get back to him when we need more ore. And it looks to me like he's going to be filling this up. There we go. Now we got all that we need. We'll head back to the base. Look how flat the ground is here. This is just, pretty cool. And they did this. Because the ground all used to be like this here. It was all uneven. And some places you couldn't build because things had to be on a flat surface or whatever. You couldn't build areas that were that kind of expanded over space without some sort of support, and now you don't need that anymore, as you can see here. And the foundations are a lot cooler looking. Alright, let's hook him up with some ore so that he can make the steel for us. Let's turn him on. And he will just keep mining this stuff. I wish they had a small container that you could store stuff in. This is just one size fits all. There's no small or medium containers here. But that doesn't mean that we can't use our original guy to make a small container like this here, maybe. Unless it won't. Yeah, it will. Let's make sure he's not. And there we have it. Now I can stow this excess material right here, bringing the old together with the new, and it sure looks different. Because this actually was a nice looking container in the last area compared to the others. This thing's all toasty and rusty, and this doesn't fit into this decor. But I'm going to put him there so that we have a place to stick excess ore. And he's full. Alright, so I wanted to try this for you guys because I don't know if you've seen this yet or not. This is the teleporter. I've set another one of these up back at my old base, and by hitting E, and you see the blue circle on the map there right here, that's the uplink station. That's our other base, and all I have to do is left click it and walk like a shot, and now we're already here. And we're at the old base. And I thought it would be useful coming over here to gather things or to collect things. Now, it's also a chance for me to show you what we don't need anymore. Now, we needed this machine to break the ore down into scrap. This was the shredder. Then we had the separator here. And then we had the smelter that made the ingots. Now, at the new place, we don't need this and we don't need this. And the auto foundry is just like this, only it does everything in one, which is kind of cool. And it looks better. But I do have some things still stored over here. Like in this one, yeah. See, I still have a whole bunch of the rare metals over here. And I have some gold, and I have some pure silicon. I have a record player, which I know it plays music, but I don't really care about that right now. We've come a long way since all this. And having to put all this together and hook everything up so that it would work, so that we can manufacture all of this. That's kind of cool. Now eventually I'll break all this stuff down and it will be a modern base like I have started here where the teleport is, and this will continue out, and all these machines and everything will be replaced with the modern machines from Monolith 2 and NWR, which will afford us to mine stuff in this area and process it. Yeah. Alright, so I just wanted to take a trip back over here down memory lane. Oh, and I actually put in a auto foundry here. I don't know if I'm doing anything in it at the time. I'm not. I'm just going to shut it off. I was not using it. But, yeah, so it's just a start. I'll hop back up here. I'll hit the blue one back at our station. And we're back. So yeah, you can use that for a number of different things when you think about it. You could build one of, you could put, you could go on a mining exploration and you could put one of these someplace, you know, miles away in that direction where you have a couple of your lasers, your industrial lasers doing your mining, and you can just zing right there, boom, collect the ore, zing back. So yeah, that guy's, you know, that could be very handy. So let's see how many he's done so far. He's done quite a few. Doesn't take him long. I don't know why we're still carrying that rubber around. I think we'll stick that in here too, just to get it out of our bag. Alright, so we can, and what we're supposed to be doing is manufacturing this stuff to put in here so that he can make parts to send to the next place. So, being that I'm going to make this a short episode, we'll load all our stuff in here. Oh, we got no room. Let's fire this. Oops. Oh, it flipped into the machine somehow. That's not good. Let's fire up the machine. And it'll make a bunch of alloy for us. We gotta collect sand to make the glass, which makes sense. So look at it pumping them out. And it'll blow through that material and nothing flat, baby. And now, as you can see, it's sending that stuff over here. And that stuff is getting, in turn, sent here. Which in turn is making those. Which in turn, excuse me, we're going to steal so that we can make this new machine, if you will. So it has an input and an output. Rotate it around. And line it up. Hopefully we have enough space to do that before we fall off. It's really difficult to line these up. I don't even know how close we are. No, we're pretty close. Alright, so let's see what this thing does. This makes the electronics, of course it does. And it makes the drive course. Okay, so I noticed back on this machine over here, it has 2 ports, I believe. And to see that, we're going to need to step out on the side here. If we can get a stupid foundation to line up. Okay, so, was it not this side I saw that? Those are end ducts. Maybe not. I thought this had two. So, this has two. But that's the going into it. It only has one coming out. So, we'd need a second one of these. Or maybe this is good enough to move both items pretty fast. And this takes copper ingots and the NWR alloy. This takes copper ingots and the platinum ingot. I mean the alloy and the platinum ingot. So there's a use for the platinum finally. So yeah, we're gonna need to make a bunch of that. And then we can make those cores, those drive cores. We have a lot to think about. And design. Because I'm thinking we're gonna need some more machinery. It means we're gonna need more base. These things are gonna get cramped real soon if we don't. That one looked funny. Nope. So we'll utilize the stuff we have to make this place bigger, and we're out. We have in there nothing. That's because we haven't we haven't put in a conveyor yet, and we're not gonna. We have 146 of these now. Yeah, it's real nice. Let's go ahead and tab open. Take those. We can continue to build our base some more. Oh yeah, I forgot. And then we're now getting lightning storms and stuff. I think we saw one or two in the last episode. They look really cool when the sky is clear. But yeah, according to this, it's the middle of the night. As you can see, the lightning coming down there. I don't know what effect it has on anything, if anything. I'm sure that that's something that we'll find out or discover eventually. Okay. We've successfully widened things out there. We definitely are going to need to widen things out here. And then I'm thinking, whoa. Anyways, what I was going to say was I'm thinking once we get out past beyond where these little highs and lows are, we can build a ladder that will go down, and we'll start building on the flat down here. So yeah, big plans for the future. because I think we're going to need all the space we can get to build all the things we need to build. Some of this equipment's really big. And then we're going to need to figure out the power issue as well. And we're out. So let's throw some more material in here. Alright, let's see if it looks any different with all the building that I did last night. Yeah, this machine actually can't go here because it needs different materials that are going to be provided from the machine behind it. So we're going to need to build a different run for that. And this is going to be in the position that this is right now. So we're going to need to build the same things, these three machines, that one, this one, or those two machines, that one and this one. Yeah. To get to this one, this will be the one that's third in line. So yeah. Only I don't want to build it on this side, I want to build it on the other side over there. And I should just take this down because we can't connect it up to any of this stuff. But I want to spread out here first. And maybe we won't go down to the valley floor, we'll just stay up like this. It'll be fine. But we're gonna need enough materials so that we can expand this, finish expanding this out here. And then we're gonna need to expand this, I don't know, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. We're going to need to go out 6 more and all the way back up there, and that's a lot of materials, as you well know. But that's what we'll be working on between and in the next episode. Go ahead and grab these. We can at least square up this back. Yeah, I like this stuff. We can actually put walls up if we want, and they have windows now. But it's not totally just solid walls. There we go. And before, I'll take them down, but just so you can see what the walls with the windows look like. The base. Now, we have NWR wall, pillar, floor, and doorway, and then if I spool to the next one, it's the same thing, wall, floor, and doorway, but now it has the stairs, the roof, and the window. So we can work all this stuff, because I'm sure that these 4 are the same as the 4 on the previous tab. But we can work all this stuff from here, like this, and we'll go Just make sure we're pointing in the right direction. Yep. This is just to kind of give you an idea of what these things look like. Now let's make a window. My bad. So you can put a couple windows in. And go back to the solid walls. And in fact, instead of making the wall solid there, let's go ahead and I know there was a way to do that without closing the whole window. Let's go ahead and make these all windows like that. Oh, we're out of gas. But anyways, you get the picture. But we can take these down. We could throw a door in there. Now this one is cool in that the door on these actually is auto, I think. No, they're just a sliding pocket door style. I wish they made them a little wider though, but they are what they are. But that's just so you can get a look at what they look like. I haven't looked at them from the outside. They look alright, I guess. So there you have it. I think this is what we'll call the end of this episode. I know this one's a lot shorter than we usually do, but I have some things to do today, and so I wanted to get something in and kind of give you an idea of what I've done and this layout, so you can get a kind of understanding about these machines and which ones do what. Hopefully it was helpful, and we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do that, it helps me. And also hit the bell so you can get a notification when we do the next video. If you have a comment or suggestion, don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section, and we will see you in the next episode. This is Crazy with Crazy Gaming. Bye for now.